Alright, you pathetic time-traveling meme. Welcome back to the only history channel that does untreat. You just failed a pop quiz on the Peloponnesian War. This is Midnight Meme Historian, and today, we're not just looking back at history. We're dragging its sorry, dusty corpse into the modern era for a brutal, no-holds-barred roast. Forget your TikTok drama and your AI-generated influencer meltdowns, because we're diving headfirst into the original toxic masculinity fest. Achilles versus Hector? You think your last breakup was dramatic? Holy smokes, try Achilles. This dude was basically the ancient world's most highly strung Twitch streamer, sponsored by divine rage and the tears of his enemies. He threw a tantrum over a captured woman. A woman, by the way, who was about as important to him as a retweet from a bot account is to a modern He sulked in his tent, refused to fight, and let his entire army get decimated because his feelings were hurt. Let's be real, this guy had the emotional maturity of a toddler who just had his NFT collection rugged, and people called him a hero. My grandma always says, you can put a crown on a donkey, but it's still gonna bray, and Achilles was definitely braying. Then you've got Hector, the so-called good guy, the family man, the loyal prince, the guy who actually showed up to work every day, even though his whole city was a giant, burning target practice. He was basically the ancient world's middle manager, tirelessly trying to keep the dumpster fire that was Troy from collapsing, while his boss, King Priam, was off giving inspirational speeches that amounted to absolutely nothing. Hector fought for his people, for his wife, for his kid. He was out there earning his pay, knowing full well he was probably fighting for a losing cause. It's like being the last blockbuster manager trying to explain DVDs to Gen Z, knowing Netflix is already eating your lunch. Spoiler alert. It gets worse for Hector. Now, I can see some of you in the comments already typing out, but Midnight Meme Historian. What about Helen? Wasn't she the cause? Oh, bless your sweet, naive hearts. Helen was just the MacGuffin, the shiny object everyone pretended to care about. This whole Trojan War started because a bunch of power-hungry old men had egos bigger than a billionaire-esque rocket ship trying to colonize Mars. They wanted glory, they wanted plunder, and they wanted to prove whose junk was bigger, metaphorically speaking. Of course, it was basically an ancient Twitter beef that escalated into a global conflict. But instead of shadow banning, they just slaughtered everyone. Achilles, the original, I'm taking my ball and going home guy, only rejoined the fight when his best buddy got turned into a human shish kebab by Hector. Holy shit! Really? It took his best friend dying in his armor for Achilles to finally remember he was supposed to be the baddest dude on the block. Let's be real. If Patroclus had just posted a cryptic sad boy message on his ancient Greek social media instead of getting killed, Achilles probably would have just sent a thoughts and prayers meme and gone back to sulking. The moral of the story? Don't borrow a drama queen's favorite outfit, especially if that drama queen is also a demigod with anger management issues. So, Hector, the guy who just smoked Achilles' buddy, now has to face the human equivalent of a nuclear meltdown. Imagine standing there, knowing this dude is coming for you, fueled by divine wrath and a very specific fashion faux pas. It's like getting ready for a job interview, except the interviewer is a rage-filled immortal who just watched his best friend die, and the job is getting violently ended. My friend, Greg, always says he gets a similar feeling when his boss schedules a quick chat right after a big project fails. Except Hector's quick chat involved a spear through the chest. Think about it. Would you show up for that? Seriously? What would you have done on Hector's place? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And the fight itself. Oh, it was a fair contest. If you consider a Ferrari racing a unicycle fair, Achilles was basically invincible thanks to his dipping in their Iverstick's mom with only one little design flaw, his heel. Meanwhile, Hector was just a really, really good human dude, doing his best against what amounted to an ancient Greek superhero. The gods were literally picking sides like a particularly biased esports commentary team. And when Achilles finally got Hector, did he show any sportsmanship? any respect for a fallen warrior. Nah, bro. He tied Hector's lifeless body to his chariot and dragged it around the city walls for 3 freaking days. 3 days. Holy crap. Really? That's not a victory lap! That's just being an absolute greater jackass with a severe lack of chill. It is like a modern politician winning an election and then posting unflattering deepfakes of his opponent for a week straight on his private social media. It was brutal. It was petty. And honestly, it just reinforces the idea that heroes are often just violent bullies with good PR. The whole saga of Achilles and Hector. This epic Trojan War? It's not just some old story from a dusty textbook. It's a timeless example of how human ego of petty squabbles and a complete inability to communicate lead to absolute chaos. We see it everywhere. From celebrity feuds over who got the better endorsement deal to global leaders having Twitter wars that impact entire economies, it's the same old song, just with new instruments and slightly less dragon bodies around by chariots. Thankfully, for now. So, what do you think? Was Achilles just a victim of his own unchecked power? Or was Hector a fool for fighting a war he couldn't win? Who was the bigger idiot? Let's have a comment battle and let me know. If you enjoy watching dead people's bad decisions and the sheer absurdity of history laid bare, then hit that subscribe button right now for more Midnight Meme Historia. And if you want to know how the ancient Romans screwed up their entire empire, click on this video right here because, spoiler alert, it gets worse. And we're just getting started.